All right, guys, welcome back to the podcast. This is going to be a great one. We have Yusuf, also known as Fousey Tube. That's where we grew up kind of knowing you, getting to know you.
Yes, sir.
And we're talking about this before the episode. I feel like there's a lot of like our fans who might be younger who didn't grow up in that age of like what I call golden YouTube. Like that's like
the golden era.
The golden era,
Yeah.
right? And maybe there's going to be a golden era that comes up soon, but that was the golden era. And so I think a lot of people now know you from what you've been doing in the fight game, the boxing matches, but we knew you when you were like it was the pranks, it was the vlogs, it was the family account. I followed all of that. Yeah, man. Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on.
I appreciate that. That's crazy to me, by the way, because there was somebody who, I forgot who it was, where it was. I think somebody had come up to me, and what they had known me from was the boxing stuff.
Right.
And I was like, you're kidding me. They were like, no, like we see your boxing, like, you know, you're
getting punched.
We see your new channel, like we see your channel, thinking like that new 100th channel that I've had is my new channel onto YouTube. And I'm like, wow, there's literally a new generation out right now that doesn't know about the heydays. Yeah. That like this is what they know.
Because you've been doing it for like 12 years, 15 years.
YouTube for a long time, but on my like FUSEY brand, 2011.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like right. That's like right when we were in.
By the way, this is the first podcast I've ever done without a hat.
Okay.
Oh,
really?
yeah.
It's probably the first YouTube video I've ever done without
Really?
a hat.
Hey,
let's
actually,
go.
because there's a photo of you on Google without a hat on, but that was the like when I was like like doing research today, I was like, oh, I've never seen him without a hat on before.
Was I in a bathtub in that picture and there was a picture of an egg next to
I know.
me?
I think it was just like it was just like you had like a full beard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I think he was trying to promote his OnlyFans right there.
in the bathtub.
I don't Google myself anymore.
No.
No.
When did that stop?
Yeah.
Oh, a long time ago.
But it's kind of cool, like right when you
No.
are like popping.
No.
Oh, it's not cool.
It's not cool.
Because if I googled myself and I saw myself, I'd be like, oh, that's sick.
No, because it's like I would end up hating myself based on what a Google search comes up with.
I see what you mean.
So like any girl that I date, one of the first things that I ask her respectively is, hey, do me a favor, get to know me by the interactions that we have together, how I treat you, who I am in private, offline. Please don't Google me and learn about me on what you see online, because like
She's watching like the old like yoga pants videos and stuff.
that's fine.
Yeah, those
That's
are good. Those
fine.
are good.
But I'm talking about when you do a
She's like,
deep
Fousey's got a
Google
fatty.
dive. No.
No, you don't want to see
No.
like the articles by like all these random reporters.
Yeah.
Okay, I get what you mean. I don't even. So where to start it off? I want to ask you this question real quick, and we can get into the boxing later on. So we met briefly. Like it was so quick at the Bryce Hall boxing event, at the actual arena. Do you know what's going on right now with that? Are they getting
That's
paid?
cool that you call it the Bryce Hall boxing event.
Yeah,
Considering
okay.
Austin McBroom did the event,
Well, yeah.
won against Bryce and everything. I'm not saying anything by this. I'm just saying it's cool that you refer to it as the Bryce Hall event.
Yeah,
I just feel like he did
So
more
Bryce-
promotion for it.
Oh, he did. He went ham on his promotional end.
and he's more relevant to the audience of like more
And to
like
us,
you're
I
right,
feel
not
like.
less so of like the adults and the families that are watching Ace Family. He has more relevancy in our space than Ace Austin does.
And to answer your question, I know everything about that.
Okay.
Every single minute detail about that from both ends, from Live X Live and from Austin.
Yeah.
I know which boxers have been paid. I know which haven't. I know it all. There's not a lot I could say. There's promises that I have made to like certain individuals, and I'm just gonna keep that. But we'll see. We'll see where that goes. It's an interesting thing because you have big lawsuits happening.
Big ones.
Is anybody gonna get paid? Don't know.
So here's what I know from my well, you don't have to confirm or deny, but like I heard the British guys, they weren't gonna fly over unless they get paid up front. That was something. So that's DEJI and then a Nissan Gib, but then Taylor Holder, from what I heard from like a source, he sold a very limited amount of pay-per-view. Like really, like it's not even funny. We're talking like 20, to 30. That's what I was hearing from people close to him. So it's hard then to like take seriously a lawsuit for millions of dollars when your conversion wasn't happening at the same time. So there's all these like different sides to each argument.
See, I could argue that because his contract was never based on how many pay-per-views you're going to sell. His contract was to get in that ring and fight.
Right.
And he did that. So contractually, he should get paid.
Okay.
True.
So it didn't matter. Like if I do a brand deal and the brand pays me X amount of dollars and I do a shitty conversion.
Yeah.
They can't be like, oh, we're not going to pay you.
True.
Your conversion rates suck. It's
unless they said
unless
contract,
they said,
right?
yeah. And I don't accept those deals.
Yeah.
So like there was this one, they were like, we're going to pay you this X up front, but if your story gets 300,000 views on our post, we're going to give you an additional this.
Yeah.
I said, fuck you and your additional views. I'm not going to hit that, but I'll take the upfront money.
Yeah.
So you get paid for what you're asked to do. And Taylor did that.
Okay.
So
I get what you mean.
if we're going to be in a lawyer setting, he should get paid.
Yeah. Okay. What was your role in that? Because I thought you were just commentating, but you said you know all the detail, right? Was it deeper than that? What was
I'll be honest. I was not reached out to be a part of that event by any means.
Yeah.
From the beginning. How did it start? So one day I go to one of my boys' house and then I see Stromedy chilling outside of a car. Never met the kid in my life.
Yeah.
And the day before, I think I had replied to a DM from Bryce and I was like, yo, if I ever see this kid, I'm going to slap him or something like that. I saw him.
Yeah.
I gave him a hug. I was like, yo, you're dope. And then that same day,
Okay.
I invited him to my podcast I was doing at the time, convinced him to do the match against Bryce.
Right. Oh, okay. That okay. You
Yeah.
convinced him to do that.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
literally. He had said he wasn't going to do it. I go home. 3 hours later, he calls. He goes, it's on.
It's on.
So I'm like, all right. So I take a camera with me, record that, and that caused like an explosion.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, that was cool. And then they did the first like social influencer like tryouts at 10 Goose Boxing Gym.
Yeah, you went to that, right, Berk?
Yeah, it's cool as fuck.
So I asked if I could go. I brought my camera. I recorded it. And then that started happening more and more. I just started recording stuff. So what I ended up doing, see, I'm a person like, you can call me an opportunist. You can call me whatever it will. Like whatever's going to put the food on my table at the end of the day and whatever I'm going to do what I need to do, I'm going to do. So I just started like, yo, Bryce, Taylor, can I interview you? Yo, Face Jarvis, can I interview you? Yo, this on my own accord.
Yeah.
So then Social Gloves at the time and LiveX Live caught wind of it and they were like, yo, he's doing a lot. So when I showed up to that first press conference where Bryce and Austin pushed each other, I wasn't even supposed to be hosting that one. I showed up. Keemstar was the host because he got hired on early.
Yeah.
I had done so much promotion and done so much. Like in my vlog, it makes it look like I showed up and Keem allowed me to be on. But nah,
Right.
I showed up, talked to Keem. The team came up to me and they were like, yo, Keem didn't want to do the ad read. So they were like, you go up there and do it, for him. I said, fuck that.
Yeah.
I went up there and ended up hosting the whole thing. So then that happened. Got a call right away from the guys at LiveX Live and Social Gloves. Yo, you're hired. We need you for the main event, yada, yada, yada. So I finally got a contract to be a part of the event.
Yeah, to be part of it.
Was really happy.
Contracts are nice.
Until I saw how much they were trying to pay me.
Whoa. Was it too low?
I'm not a person like, I'm not going to sit here and complain about money. But I'm a person who you always got to know what your worth is, whether it's in a relationship, a friendship, a business setting, whatever it is, you got to know your worth. What they were trying to throw at me was literally like, if like right now I got a big loogie and spit in your face.
Yeah. Okay.
And the reason they did that, and I heard after the fact, I'm not going to get into the ins and outs. I know the specific person who said, yo, Fousey's already doing all the promotion for free. Why should we pay him? So I said, that's what you're going to try to do. So I can't say who, but somebody from Jake Paul's team, his boxing team, who's very respected in the industry, actually called them and straight up said, yo, what the fuck are you doing to my boy?
Yeah.
Like, that's disrespectful. Yeah. Like, you can't do that to a veteran in the game. So then at first, I got a text immediately, not going to say the name from who, and they were like, yo, heard it didn't work out. Sorry, maybe next time. Sorry you're not a part of history.
Sorry, you're not part of history?
Swear to God. My heart was shattered for 24 hours because everything I had been doing for the last couple of months was to get me that opportunity at the event.
Right.
And they just
So then
fucked you over.
A day later, I get a call from the guy on Jake's team, and he's like, yo, they came back. It's not much more, but it's at least going to cover yours and your team's expenses to get out there.
Okay.
Like the Gucci jacket that I ended up buying, because when I got out there, they were like, we want you to look good for your role, was like more than
The entire- yeah.
Well, you're
yeah.
getting paid. That's
Yeah, so I ended up just I got there. They gave me a huge role, like a Bruce Buffer role. Like I was announcing the fights. I got to interview people like Jason Derulo and the fighters, and that like right after that, it just the shift that I did in my career, which is all I wanted it to do. It was never for the money. And when I said no, it wasn't because the money was too low. It was just because it's the matter of your worth and respect.
It's principle.
It's principle. That's why I said no. But I knew what it was going to do for my career far exceeded the dollars it was going to put into my bank account.
Right.
And it was great.
Yeah, you talk about like the people labeling as opportunistic. That's being a content creator. You understand like where the interest is going. You're hopping on that, becoming a part of that. Like when boxing first started, when diss tracks first started, you can't really call the people that are doing diss tracks and like working with people to do it opportunistic. Instead, this is what people want to see. I'm gonna be part of it, and you just
it's like hopping on
you're
the trend.
fast
It's like
about it.
hopping on like what people are interested at the time.
We wanted to do that. We were trying because we knew that the interest was there.
Yeah, I could get in a long conversation about that and just what the audience says versus what we as creators do. The audience pick and chooses who they pick on. Like X YouTuber can do something. Like let's say a Steve will do it. Can do something and he could get praised for it. On my channel, I could do that same thing, but I could get cussed out for it.
sure.
Yeah, it's like Charlie D'Amelio right now. She just gets hate about literally everything. Like Bryce Hall does all this other stuff, like talking shit to whoever, and if Charlie does it, Charlie's fucking canceled.
But isn't it about like who people view you as a person? If you put yourself out as like this really
True.
correct, like Steve will do it type, he can do what he does within
Very
the
true.
context of that.
Very
Very
true.
true. And see, this is a long conversation because then it goes down to my roots, what I started as, what I changed into, my ups and downs. I have a book that comes out this year
I heard
that
about
talks
that.
about it. This month actually, Fuck My Life.
What's it called? Fuck My Life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not happy about it.
Not happy about it?
No.
Why?
No. It's called Warning. This is not a motivational story. And if I were to ask you, write down every secret of your life right now, and I'm going to publish it to the world, you're not going to get paid for it. You're just going to do it.
Oh, what?
Whoa.
I signed a really shitty contract.
Yeah.
Because at the time that I decided to do the book, it was quarantine 2020, I think.
Okay.
I had already been writing, but it was actually going to be the final thing I did in my career. It was my farewell, like my bid adieu. Like, here it is. Here's everything you wanted to know. Here's what my addiction is. Here's what this is. Here's my sad story. Here's my life. So I did that, but then not knowing that, and you never know where life is going to take you. And I'm in a much different spot now than I was last year. But the problem with it, I was doing the audio version of my book where I was reading it. And as a person, you know the struggles you go through whatever you go through in life.
Yeah.
The book just didn't, it just doesn't hit for me. I feel like I needed another year with it to really give it the details.
But the publisher's like, you need the draft over now. You need this now, right?
There's actually in the first people who ordered it, who are going to get the first copies, there are like 3 grammatical errors and spelling errors. But they had to cut my deadline so short, I didn't even have a time to fix that.
That's so
Damn.
weird they would make you do that.
At the beginning of COVID, because you said you aren't profiting at all from the book, what was like the deal? Like, why was that your choice at that time? Was it just kind of like to just kind of
beginning of 2020, I had 2019. I ended 2019. That was my first coming back to YouTube after the downfall I had in, I think, 2018.
Okay.
And I had done a charity boxing match. I had done like 4 episodes of YouTube Cribs, which all did great.
Okay.
And then I decided my nose was broken. I needed 2 surgeries from the charity match to take a break. COVID started. I was in a really dark place. My skin wasn't right. Everything was wrong. I went to my parents' house in San Diego and was staying with them. Thought I was done with social media. Tried to open up 3 drop shipping businesses. Like, I was trying to change
You
my
actually
life
moved
around.
on from social media at that point.
I was trying to.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, if I can find another avenue to just put money in my pot, and I'm not talking about money to go out and buy a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Money so I can live, so I can get married, start a family. I was like, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Like, so the book was kind of like, this is going to be my just farewell. And this is the stupidest thing I'm ever going to say in my entire life. And I hope everybody listening to this never does it. I signed a contract without letting a lawyer look at it.
Oh, jeez.
Really?
Yeah. I received the contract from my manager at the time. She said it was good. I just opened up DocuSign, signed it. It wasn't 8 months. It was 8 months into writing of the book when I'm realizing, like, holy shit, I'm talking about so much of my life. Like, people are gonna look at me differently forever after this book. And then I started asking the questions. Yo, how much percentage am I getting from this? Like, why am I doing this, that? And it was far too late.
Too late.
Yeah, I can't do anything. I canceled the tour. I was supposed to have a tour next month. I canceled it.
Like for the book, right?
For the book. I canceled it completely. And it was going to be dope because I was going to have... So me and Roman Atwood did a tour together in 2016 and 17.
That was huge. Oh, my God. That was massive.
And on the book tour, Roman was actually going to be the moderator.
Okay.
So it was going to be the first time we shared the stage together in years. And fear, anxiety, and everything, and just me not being in love with the book got me to just cancel it.
Yeah, fuck it. Because if you don't have the real incentive to do it, and maybe it's not just about money, but if you're not in that place right now, there's no reason for you to go out and promote it for no reason.
Yeah, and if it was like a book, like here's a story of Jack and the Peacocks,
right?
Then okay, this book is about like literally, it talks about like childhood trauma, like shit that people do not talk about in their lives. Like I put it all out there.
Wow.
Well, because Mike Malek, he did a book, like a life book, and he was really promoting it. He was very excited about it, and obviously I really don't get that same like vibe from you about it. So yeah, I mean it's just a really shitty situation.
Yeah,
it's about the time.
Well, he also self-published.
Oh, okay.
So that's a huge win in itself right there because he's getting those massive sales. With self-publishing, he's golden.
Yeah.
Not only that, his book was great. Like it was thorough in the parts that it needed to be. If I had another year with mine, I could have made it thorough. Yeah. It's just I feel like it needs more. It's just like it's like a blueprint, like whatever you want to call it, like just cliff notes, but not the entire breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Do you want people to read it?
Fuck, I don't even know. There's nothing like the people that pre-ordered are gonna read it regardless. What I want, like if you could ask me, what do you want from this book? I want people who don't know me, like don't know me from social media, like not my fans or anything. That's not who I want to buy the book. I want an everyday average person who struggles through anxiety, depression, bipolar, suicidal ideations, addiction. I want them to walk into the bookstore, see that, pick it up, resonate with the book, and enjoy it, rather than people who know me read it and think like, oh, I'm going to know everything about him by reading this. Right. Like, do I want my mom to read it? Fuck no. I actually asked her many times not to. Yeah. But it's a mom. She's going to read it. Yeah. But I wish my mom was never going to read this book. I wish my dad was never going to read this book. My brothers, my sister and one of my brothers read it.
They read it? Yeah. What did they have? Did they tell you like what they thought about it?
Yeah.
What did they? I mean,
my brother liked it. He cried. He really enjoyed it. The person who proofread the book from the publishing sent a note on the side and just said, "Tell Yusuf I felt like he was reading this to me and it was one of the best reads that I've had." My sister liked it. She said there was a story that she wanted me to take out that was way too deep, and I took that out. But still, I'm not. Yeah. But I'm also probably the hardest person on themselves you'll ever meet in your entire life. Biggest critic ever. Biggest hater. Damn. Like I have haters, but it's because I attract them because I'm my own biggest hater. And so
you only had a year to write like a life story, right? Yeah. So that's fucking hard.
Nearly impossible. Yeah. Because as you're writing and you're going through different things in life, you're just. It wasn't until it was actually submit and done that I finally was decompressing, that all the stories I wanted to tell started coming into my mind. Yeah. That I had totally blocked out and blacked out. I get that. Yeah.
Damn. You talk about being like your own like worst critic, right? Yeah. Was it like you talk about that break that you took? You took a year break, came back with the Cribs videos. You took a 7-month break, like way before that. Like, and a lot of those, the catalyst for that was these major events where you were getting so massive, and you would do these events that would bring a lot of criticism from like the PewDiePies, H3. Were those hard times to go through, and was it hard to consume those videos and see them all the time because they were huge and they also shifted the entire space that you're working in?
Hell yeah. It's a blessing that I'm sitting here in this chair right now. Like, I wanted to take my life so many times. I write about it in the book when I smashed my head through a window, when I was at my breaking point when I was in Bali. Like, I was done. So fuck, man, there's so much we could talk about, but that the events that you're talking about, that was one event.
Okay.
And I think one that till this day people bring it up, and it really bothers me because when you really break down what I did and what happened with that event, and you compare it now to the YouTubers who are getting exposed for crypto scams,
Right.
Yeah.
or you compare it to the the creators getting charged with pedophilia and sexting underage kids and all that, and they're walking away with a bad boy.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Bad
literally
boy.
all we get.
So
We're gonna be mad at you for these 2 weeks, but in 2 weeks when you post again,
You're good.
you're getting 800,000
And everyone's
likes.
like, "Why the fuck did you not bring Drake? Fuck you!" Like,
Yeah.
Really?
That's
The
why
most
they're mad.
interesting thing to me is that getting canceled as of right now is actually blowing up people's careers almost more
Yeah.
than what they had.
Yeah,
100%.
And it's for things that are actually not okay.
like fucked up
actually
shit.
not okay.
Like
Yeah.
it's it's
like
not
jail time shit. Like it's fucked.
Yeah, like multi-million-dollar scams, full-on illegal activity,
Yeah.
and not just something that might be more of like an internet, like fuck up, like like some like
I've
something
I've always wanted to sit down with one of those people, like one of those haters, literally invite them over, even a line of them, and I'll sit in a room and have them come in and tell me what your grievance is with me. Because a lot of the times when I read comments like, he lied and told everybody Drake was coming and he never met Drake.
Bitch, that was huge.
Did I borrow a single dollar to put on that event? No,
Yeah.
not a single investor. So it's not a social gloves fuck up. Every dollar was out of my own pocket. I lost millions that day. That's out of my pocket. Never borrowed a dollar. The 5,000 tickets that were sold for that event, they were free. I gave them out for free.
Yeah.
People were getting a free show. The live stream people were watching before it got canceled, that shit was free.
Yeah.
So who the fuck did I hurt? You know?
Yeah.
And it's funny because there's actually a huge conclusion to that whole Drake story, which I found out after I got done writing the book. Which is actually absolutely mind-blowing, like numb. Like it made me numb and crazy. But yeah, at the end of the day, like that, like really, that's what you're mad at.
Yeah.
That's what you're mad at. But that person who just told you to invest your last $1,000 into Dashy Toys
MILF token, bro.
.com,
Save
who
the
just
kids.
made you lose all your money, but they gained $500,000 from it. You ain't mad at.
Yeah.
You ain't mad at because they got a good reputation in the in the YouTube world. You're told that they're good, but you're mad at that.
Right.
It's crazy. The time I grew up, like when Keemstar me and Keemstar are business partners now.
Yeah,
Which is ridiculous.
Crazy, given like what happened at that event.
Yeah.
For the audience doesn't know, it was basically like a massive kind of fan meetup. You talked about like
Not a fan meetup.
well, it was like a show, right? At the Griffith
it
Observatory,
was-
not the Griffith.
It was going to be the next Coachella. Literally, it was, and I've even talked to people recently and told them what, like big business people, and told them what the idea was, and they're like, "That's fucking genius."
Hate dies, love survives, right?
Love arrives. That title, fuck it. But I'm not gonna say what the actual event was going to be because who knows what the future has in store. But it was a giant concert for free. They were gonna get to see so many artists for free, literally for free, like literally for nothing. But what I was trying to say is back then on Keemstar, like the first time I got exposed for fake pranks.
That was huge. Ace 3
That
was a huge
had
thing
the
about that.
magnitude to literally give me more hate, death threats, like unsubscribe, like just more negative energy than people today get for the real crimes.
for fake pranks.
Yeah.
For fake pranks.
Right, and
mind you, what entails a fake prank? Hey, I'm gonna okay, actually I'll just say this. Every single thing you see on TikTok with every single relationship, every single best friend couple, every single mom and dad, every single thing, your whole TikTok feed, the fake shit on TikTok these days, back then that I did, which was giving people humor and laughter, it's acceptable today, but back then it was new to cancel people. So even the minute things could get you canceled. So fake pranks, holy
Yeah,
shit.
it was huge.
God forbid I tell you how to react when I throw this iced tea in your face.
Yeah.
But the prank genre was the biggest thing on YouTube. I
Biggest
think
thing.
a lot of people also at the same time, because it was so big, so when people were like slap in the face because it's all fake, now it's more individual. That you were like the king of the biggest thing on YouTube. at that point.
I was part of the top 3, but the funniest thing about that is, and I'm not gonna drop any names here or say anything, when I took the fall, because I had reached my breaking point. I wish I could change so many things, but I remember I was sitting in my penthouse in 1600 Vine, 2 doors down from Logan Paul, who was still new to YouTube. It was before he even did his colorblind video that skyrocketed in. And I finally just sat down and did a 45-minute video saying, yeah, my pranks are fake. But I did that in the vein of getting everybody to understand all the pranks you're watching are fake. But that's not what happened. It was everybody's pranks are real, but Fousey's pranks are fake because he admitted it. And everybody else who did the fake pranks, who taught me how to fake pranks, were like, oh, that's not us. That's him. So I just sat there like, holy shit. Wow. I just shot myself in the foot.
Yeah. It was the biggest story. H3 had that guy. He had one of the guys that was in your acting in your video to come on, and that was a massive interview. No one would give a shit now.
H3 did it?
Was it? It was H3.
Danny Duncan.
Oh shit! Danny Duncan interviewed the guy. That's what it was. My bad. Danny Duncan had an actor come. Danny Duncan talked about that. It was so weird.
Oh, me and him have a. I can't talk about.
Well, he also pranked you at VidCon. Remember that?
Oh yeah, no, but there's a long story with me and Danny, but I can't talk about it now. He won't let me. But imagine this. All right. Nowadays, if somebody's getting exposed, like let's say H3 is covering a sexual assault case or something, he brings the girl on to interview for her to tell her side of the story, right? And that's a real conversation.
Yeah,
that's like a real interview. Shit. Now take it back to the day Danny Duncan exposed me.
Yeah.
He had a guy next to him to say, wait, you're telling me he paid you $30 to act as if he jumped in your car thinking it was an Uber?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It is
what?
Dramatically uncomparable.
What?
Yeah.
Well, and like the thing that I've been seeing on TikTok recently is you know, like the guys that like throw rice on people in like the grocery store and then like act like what happened. There's been some videos where they're taking like broomsticks almost, and it's I mean they're like sexually assaulting people by like putting it like in their legs. In between their legs. So it's either fake and it's really fucked up, or it's real.
Society has become tone deaf, or they just that person's not big enough to care about.
But like the thing is, like people will still comment on those videos.
They're getting like 50 million views.
People will comment on like they'll comment on the video saying like, "Oh, great content, man. This is so funny. Ha ha ha. You got her." It's like, nope, that's not how life works.
You stick a broomstick on the butt.
You just stick a broomstick in between it.
Yeah.
Regardless of whatever, you know, you have a agreement beforehand. Hey, can I pay you $30 to stick this broomstick in your ass? Or you just do it.
Yeah.
It's
fucked up.
Really fucked up regardless. And that's not anywhere remotely comparable to
the Lopez brothers, what they were doing at the same time too. It's all those individual people who are doing things that most of the internet says, yeah, that is very illegal and not okay. But they forget about it after a couple weeks. And that wasn't the case back then when I remember Keemstar would break something, H3 would react to it. That was the biggest story on the internet.
The issue also was how I handled the criticism and negativity back then. Yeah. And I write about that in my book. I write like I saw how Jake Paul and Logan did it, and they never even stopped to address it. Like, or even Austin. When's the last time you've seen Austin? Like, if you search Austin's name on YouTube now, you'll find 40 videos of commentary channels talking about different lawsuits, different things, A, B, and C. You go to his Instagram story, what's up, Ace Family? Like, he's happy.
Yeah.
But me, when the criticism happened, they always got me to respond. They always got my energy. They always got me to be like, they always.
It's hard not to respond.
Well, I go through mental health shit. So to me, it was and I didn't have a team to tell me. It was just different. So now at 31, when people post shit about me now, like we recently did a boxing event. We didn't do it, but the boxer I signed does boxing events and he does them on concrete. And then
I saw that.
We did that, and the entire internet, like, people were making videos like, how dare Fousey and Keemstar host this event on concrete? In the past, that shit would have drove me crazy. I would have been like, oh my God, like, I got to explain myself. Now I'm like, somebody asked me recently, hey, did you see that video Vidal posted about you? I said, oh, I saw the thumbnail. I didn't watch it. Fuck do I care?
Yeah.
Right. Like, I finally gotten to that point now, but it took me God knows how long to get there. I have a wild story, man.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because there's so many people watching right now who probably have no idea who the fuck I am. Or if they do know who I am, it's They remember me from a time where they got fed who I am by H3H3 and Keemstar and the video PewDiePie made. And they've kept that in their head forever as to like, I don't like that guy because the guy I love told me not to like it because A and B and C reasons. That's why it's like, I want to sit down with people one day and be like, tell me your grievance.
Yeah.
Tell
Well,
me
were
your
you having a
grievance.
lot of people coming up to you being like when all the shit was happening, were you having people come up to you be like, hey, I saw that video about you about H3? Was it a lot of that, or more so like, I still love you, man, I still love the videos that you
I've
do?
never, maybe once recently at the Jake Paul fight, I was walking under the tunnel and there was this drunk kid up there and he was like, fuck you, Fousey!
Those are always the best.
Fuck you! And I was just dancing for him. Never in my life have I ever been approached by somebody who does not like me.
Yeah, it's still super cool because they still get
Yeah,
to meet
and-
YouTube to them.
And no matter, I've taken the most YouTube breaks out of any YouTuber of all time, ever. I've started more channels than any YouTuber ever has or anything like that. But never have I left for as long as I've left. Anytime I've left, I'm still talked about on YouTube in some way, somehow, some form. And if I go out in the streets, I'm stopped by absolutely everybody because their childhood remembers my face and they want a picture.
Yeah.
Never had a negative experience in real life.
So how did you and Keem like rekindle your relationship? Because like your whole like your event that you had, like you that was a big part. Like you were like mad at like Keemstar. Like that was like a big
In person, you guys got in an argument.
I write about that in my
Yeah.
book. He made me want to kill myself.
Yeah,
I
that was
literally
like
say
one of the quotes that you were saying. You're like
Yeah.
yelling, you're like pointing at Keemstar.
Yeah, that's one of the most famous quotes on the internet. That's what people
Yeah.
tweet me till this day. You made me want to kill myself.
Would you say you guys are friends or acquaintances?
We're friends.
Friends.
And you guys were able to kindle that back?
Huh?
You guys were able to like come back and like
There's no
talk?
comeback because we were never friends before.
Okay.
It was just
We were never friends
so
before.
that's a really interesting start to a friendship.
It's a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
Me and Keem have a toxic relationship. I showed up to that Social Gloves event and he allowed me to partner the thing with him, the press conference, and it did really well. And then I ended up working the event and leaving that event. Everybody saw that I did a good job. Like I was getting congrats from everybody, like no matter who it was. So Keem's manager actually called me and said, hey, do you want management? And at the time I was like, yeah, I do. So started working with Keem's manager. Me and Keem started talking on a regular basis more and more and more and more. And then we were like, yo, why don't, let's do this. Like, cause we got hit up by every single boxing event and their mothers. Like there's so many that are happening. They were like, we want you to host it. We want you to promote it. We want you to do this. So me and Keem were like, why don't we open up a business where they hire us, both of us, to do their promotion and to run their event and be consultants. And then it went a step further when we were like, let's actually sign a boxer. So when we work these events, we have a boxer to present in these events to fight. for.
Right.
So, but did you guys mention like anything that happened like between you guys, like when you guys
Have we
first-
talked about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Keem loves it. He loves bringing it up. He thinks he's so different than me.
Yeah.
He thinks like it was the greatest thing of my career, the greatest thing of that summer. He thinks no matter if people talk good or bad about you, it's good as long as you're talked about.
He just doesn't. He just doesn't.
Well, he's on the other side of it. He's the one talking about people, right?
Yeah, he no, but even if he is, like recently he's got into
With
some
his
shit
girlfriend?
with his
Yeah.
girlfriend. He loves it. I was with him. He was partying. He was like, "Do you see this shit? I'm running the internet." And I'm like, I'm reading the comments that people are saying about him. I'm like, he's celebrating? Like, god damn, why don't I have that mindset? I don't have that. But we ended up just working together and seeing what we can do. And it's like, you never know. You
Yeah.
never know.
That's sick. I want to ask you. So you talked about being at the event, but there was something that happened out there. You didn't like talk about it, but like you and DEJI, like DEJI was mad at you. Then he was good with you after the event.
Oh, he wasn't good with me.
He wasn't?
that. No,
But what
he hates
started
me.
that? Like,
he hates me.
why you? What did you do to DEJI?
Because he wanted to box you for a little bit.
Oh yeah, I got offered from people don't know this. I got offered from an event happening later this year to box DEJI. Right after that,
Take it.
DEJI's team said we want FUSEY.
Really?
Yeah, I said no.
Damn.
was
Well,
like-
why no? Just a no.
So my first boxing event that I ever did, people still talk about till this day because of how bad my performance was. It was a complete blackout for me. It was the first event jitters, and this is stuff that I tried to reinforce in Bryce's mind and Taylor's mind, and I told all of them, you could train all you want, you could be as good as you're looking, nothing's gonna prepare you for the night of the fight. No matter who it was, anybody who lost that night, every single person who lost that night, if you ask them what happened, they say, dude, I don't know. The first event, the crowd, the lights, my anxiety, the adrenaline, it just happens. Yeah. So I've always wanted to come back. My nose broke twice. Worst officiating, worst ref, worst event ever that I was a part of. And my nose, like, it should have got stopped very early. My nose broke twice. So my nose is like worth like $100,000 right now. I went to a really good doctor.
Yeah.
So, and I did it for free. It was a charity event. So you want to put me back in the ring against DEJI, but give me like 3 months notice. And I'm fat right now. I'm out of shape. Like, I need a lot more time.
But you get ripped quick, though. You come back, like, built.
But still, I would want at least 6-9 months if I was going to do that. So I just passed on it. But anyways, the whole DEJI thing, I actually now take accountability for the mistake that I did. At first, I didn't, but I did. So the first mistake I did, because mind you, I didn't show up to that press conference knowing that I was going to be a part of it. I knew after getting there. So when they give me these list of questions and stuff to ask him, one thing that I shouldn't have asked him was about a friend of mine that was in the audience. I said, yo, why don't you fight him?
Yeah.
And he kept saying, who? So then I was already a little agitated. But notice when we first started the conversation, the first question I asked him, it was very cordial. He was very nice to me. It wasn't until I said, like, why did you pick an easy opponent?
Right.
That was already wrong. Because,
that was wrong after, yeah.
Because why am I didn't know who Vinny Hacker was.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Yeah. I now know he's every woman's god. Like, he's godly on this earth.
Every chick ran to him after you left that ring. Did you notice that? Dude, he was insane.
If I had known, I feel like you're going to call me the biggest clout chaser. If I had known Vinny Hacker was as big as he was, do you think I would have put him down in the press conference? Or I would have been like, yo, Vinny, like, so happy that you're here, man. I'm such a big fan. Like, can I interview you like 6 days like of a week? And it would have been different. I didn't know who he was.
Right.
I was just looking at DEJI as a fucking animal because he had been training, or I thought, for this redemption fight.
And he went far with Jake Paul. Like, he was like the only person that gave Jake a little
whoever
fight.
it was going to be, I was gonna say it was easy because I thought DEJI was a monster.
Yeah.
And then that's when DEJI threw out, if I wanted to fight somebody easy, you're an easy opponent. Yeah. And I looked around like, bitch, I'm doing this press conference. Of course I have nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
Then we got into a little verbal exchange.
My favorite part of the whole exchange was that he was on like he was on like webcam.
Yeah. He was on Zoom.
So like it was literally like just like it was like internet beef, but like also like kind of real.
Yeah.
It was like it was like a hybrid.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so funny.
So I found out after the fact. One, I found out. I shouldn't even say this. I'm not gonna say it to this DEJI. I know some insider shit that proves my point. I'm not gonna say it. But afterwards, he posted a YouTube video and he was like, "Social Gloves Live by Live. Y'all better not hire Fousey. He's the biggest two-faced creator on this platform. He better not be a part of this event. Fuck him." And the UK fans are like,
insane.
Scary. Like,
really?
How
are they different than American fans, you think? What?
Oh my God. American fans, like, people here have fans. Like, you know, girls love Bryce Hall, they love Vinny, but in the UK, it's like
they're throwing like paint cans at Greg Paul and shit. You know that?
It's a different level of love and like obedience.
Yeah.
So
oh wow!
Me crossing the line with DEJI, crossed the line against the entire UK, and everybody was a fan of him.
Shit.
And at the time, I posted a video and I explained the situation. I go, look, I just showed up.
Yeah.
Got hired for it. I had a list of questions. I asked them. He attacked me. I attacked back.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, there was one thing that I said that apparently he didn't take liking to, about botting subs. But
right, because he bought.
But he looked at me and said, "Your entire career is off of fake shit. You're nothing. You're nobody." Discrediting my entire career. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't talk shit no more. But if you want me to talk shit, I'll talk about what I've done in my career. Yeah. And don't ever say that I'm here where I am today, 11 years later, after going through everything I've gone through, and say I only got here because I faked pranks.
Yeah, that wasn't it.
It's not it.
Yeah, I mean, your first thing was like you started blowing up off like the relatable like parent videos,
Middle Eastern families
videos.
I was doing worldwide tours for 3,500 people in 2013 before most of everybody's favorite creator now, even probably before they even went through puberty. You guys are all young.
We were 13 in 2013.
Exactly.
Yeah.
your balls were still dropping when I was doing world tours.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't give me that.
Yeah.
But
It's true.
after the fact, one day I was in my car and I was reflecting on it, and I was like, if I could go back, I would not have brought up Slim. I would not have disrespected Vinny. I would have literally just stuck to the script. Here's a question for DEJI. Here's a question to Vinny. But you always learn stuff in hindsight.
For sure.
It,
That's
it honestly made it more entertaining, though.
Oh my God! Why do you think they called me afterwards? They're like, "We love you." Oh my God! They love that shit. They ate it up.
Well, and it also helps when like because the press conference, half of it, like people kind of got it, but like you really got it in like the sense of making interesting, starting beef,
exactly.
like getting stuff
what
going.
People don't understand is people are always like, "Oh, he ruined it. This and this." Bitch,
Nah.
Had that not happened, you wouldn't have been as entertained as you
I think
were.
that was the first thing I actually saw of the.
I think
major respect
those
moment was when you went, guys, stop saying you're doing it for the money. Talk about why you actually want to do it because you understood how it comes across to the fans.
What everyone was fucking saying.
Like,
It's like,
I'm
get it
back.
I'm here for the
People
money.
are
And
mad
you're
at
not
that.
even still not getting paid.
People were mad at that as well. Like, there's not a single thing I can do or say without having somebody like for example, this video.
Yeah.
I'm not reading the comments.
No, our fans are different.
Yeah.
No, I've heard that before. I'm not reading the comments.
I know,
we-
but
we-
you say that, but
when-
we've had people on that we've shit on constantly on TikTok. We've talked about the stupid stuff they've done, but they come on and the fans are like, "You gave me fresh perspective on this person."
Like Bryce Hall, for example.
Bryce, for example.
Bryce is fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's
a great
chill.
dude.
I love Bryce. He's actually my favorite creator out there.
Yeah, he's fucking.
Yeah,
like genuinely, he's a funny ass.
But there's people that don't think that, right? And like like that's like the hate that he would get, and then he comes on and talks to us for an hour 15 minutes, and everybody's like, oh my God, like this.
Yeah.
I have a whole new perspective on it.
I love Bryce a lot, like a lot. I actually almost got in a fight for him because of him.
Yeah. Where was that?
At that frat house.
Oh, did you go down for San Diego at that frat house? What
Gotcha hat.
Yeah.
There is one thing about frats in America that stands pretty much true to everything, and it's just like if you just don't know people there, you just don't get in. But
No.
I do understand.
They
Like,
set him up.
oh,
how?
They set him up.
Oh, did they invite him?
So I go to San Diego not to attend a frat party. I'm 31 years old.
Just getting lit.
I've been
Frat
in a-
party.
I would, hell yeah. I'm gonna get lit if I'm there, but I didn't go to San Diego for the frat party.
Yeah.
I was in a frat at San Jose State University, Delta Upsilon. Ended up leaving that. I write about it in my book, a crazy story. So I went out there to do a video with him and Taylor.
Okay.
And then we did the video, and it was already late at night. And they were like, yo, why don't y'all just get a room and stay here? Why drive home? It was me and my camera guy and, oh, shit, another friend. Why don't I remember
Was
the
Rory
other
with
fr-
him?
Huh?
Was Rory with him?
A lot of Bryce's friends.
Maybe Bryce's friends.
Yeah,
with
I
him?
don't know who was with me. Anyways, so we go and we're like, all right, we'll stay. We're staying. We're all chilling in the hotel room. All my boys are there. I love Mikey Tua. I love Taylor. I love all of them. We're chilling. And then they keep getting harassed to come to this frat party. Like, you please come.
Is it by girls or guys?
Both.
Okay.
Okay.
Please, we all want you. Like the frat guys, we want you here. We want you here.
Yeah.
One of the guys asked, should we get security? I took it upon myself to say, no, you don't need security to go to a frat party. Nobody's going to invite you to something to then maliciously do something to you. Or so I thought.
Yeah.
Because it's never happened to me. And I told them, if something does happen, it's on me. I got you. Yes, I know. Fousey, you punching bag. What are you going to do? Yada, yada. I've slapped a lot of people in the face before. Actually, I socked some dude here. So listen.
Okay.
I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of punching a college student. I'm surprised I didn't get a lawsuit or go to jail. So we show up to the party.
Yeah.
And as we're walking in, people are like spreading like, what's that?
Like the
Moses?
Moses.
Yeah. And people are like looking at Taylor and Bryce like, oh my, like treating them like gods.
Yeah.
And I'm like, see, we're chilling.
Good.
So we all walk
Shit
in.
just gets thrown right at the fan.
We all walk in. It's packed. So everybody's in a different section of the thing. I'm standing. I wanted to make sure everybody was good.
Yeah.
So it's me and about 10 girls standing on this ledge in the air, just overlooking the party.
Bitches love elevation.
and I'm just talking to them, having fun, but I'm keeping my eyes. My eyes. And that's when the switch happened. And
shit.
a dude goes up to Bryce, takes his hat, got your hat, whatever. Bryce, you know, has a little thing with him. And then it gets a little serious, so they all start going out. Taylor himself looks up at me. I'm on the ledge, and he goes, I fucking told you.
Oh, no.
So my heart dropped because I felt responsible.
Yeah.
So I jump off the ledge. I'm walking out. And I hear 2 college students in front of me going, oh, we just bitched Bryce Hall. We just bitched Bryce Hall. I go, you just bitched who? He goes, Bryce Hall. I go, then why the fuck did y'all invite him here?
Yeah.
Like, that's not even cool.
Yeah.
We got so lucky. Literally.
Yeah.
Because somebody forgot their phone in the Uber, the SUV. The Uber came back. Had we walked out, because the entire party walked out, and there was no Uber outside, there would have been like a fucking Royal Rumble. So everybody jumped straight into the Uber, right?
Yeah.
Straight into the Uber. I'm outside with my camera guy, just managing the crowd, like, hey, fuck y'all. What are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Back up. Back up. Like, I'm just like, you know?
Yeah.
So I get close to the car. Who comes up to me again? Like in a 3 feet distance. The kid who said, we bitch Bryce. Oh, I didn't say this. After I said, why the fuck would you bitch Bryce Hall? He goes, what are you going to do about it? And says the F word. Y'all know what the F word is. I don't need to say it.
Yeah.
I don't even say that word. I don't appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't at all. So I got ticked. I didn't do anything. But when I get to the car, comes back in my face.
God damn it.
He goes,
Is he a big dude?
a college student, regular. He goes, what you gonna do about it? So I tell my camera guy, I go, hey, punch him in the face. So I like punch him in the face.
Yeah.
He has like a visa from out the country, so he couldn't.
Yeah.
So then,
Dangerous.
You guys are like thinking about it before.
no,
Hey,
and
who's
everyone's
gonna do
like,
it?
everyone's in each other's face. I'm literally, the guy hears me telling my camera guy, sock him in the face.
Yeah.
And the guy's pushing on us like, what the fuck you gonna do about it, pussies? So I'm like, all right, bink, sock him. Crowd erupts. Everyone, that's when it started getting heated. I jump up on the car, stand up.
I remember that video.
Everybody
Yeah,
off.
I remember. Yeah.
Next thing, beers are getting thrown at me. Shit's getting thrown at me. I'm like, God damn. I jump back in the car and I'm like, this is crazy. Guess who puts their head in our car?
The same
That's
guy.
Dang! Sock him again. and then we drive off.
That's sick.
We drive off, but a lot of people, when they saw that video and like in the commentary shows, they were like, oh, what the fuck? Why is Fousey at a... Like, literally everything you do in this life will get misconstrued in a different way.
Yeah.
Like, they were like, what's Fousey doing at a frat party? Why is he punching a college student? Dude. I'm a grown man. Told my boys I'd be there for them. This dude's picking on them. I'm not going to let Bryce or Taylor, who have a fight coming up, sock him in the face. Yeah. Like, I did it. Okay, I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll hold myself accountable. I could have got sued. I could have went jail. Whatever happened. But if I tell you, like, I got you, I got you.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna respect that. I'm gonna protect that. So I love Bryce.
Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah, because I didn't know.
And
that
the guy that took his hat, like, rode with that for a solid, like, 3 weeks. He was, like, squeezing everything out of that.
Of course.
Like, he was like, oh, Bryce has lice. Like, he was just,
he
he was
made
using everything for clout.
Yeah.
It's just
funny.
And also the social media world and the fraternity world are just so completely different things.
Yeah,
like
100%.
they're so different.
Yeah.
That like that's funny that's how he's using that
Yeah.
in that sense. And yeah.
They were also mad because literally Bryce and Taylor sucked out every single eyeball onto them from that party.
Yeah.
So any frat dude who thought like, hey, this girl from Alpha Phi is about to sleep with me tonight, like once he saw her walk over to Bryce and Taylor, he was like, what the fuck? Yeah, they have that effect.
They definitely do. It's weird. Like whenever we're with like Bryce, he gets mobbed, and he gets like, and the amount of girls that are like constantly DMing him. It's a different world, right? It's like the certain type of creator that has that like personality, and what they're known for. Wow, TikTokers. Wait, what happened with you and your frat? I want to hear about this because you went to school for.
Nah, I can't talk about that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I wrote about it in my book.
Okay.
And you just don't. And
It's a big story.
some shit you don't
People are
talk
gonna
about,
read it and
too.
be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I get what you mean. Okay, cool. What was were people saying any shit to you, or was it mostly directed at Bryce and Taylor at that night?
Well, they started saying shit to me once I was the guy standing in front of the Uber protecting a fucking mob of people. Like it was literally a fucking mob. So yeah, they were saying shit to me.
Damn. Okay.
Whatever.
Damn. And then I want to kind of bring it back. Like you've had this thing where you've like reached the top, been the biggest. You've like left for a little bit and you keep coming back. It's like up and down. It's like the prime example of don't look at a creator of what they've done recently. Look at what they're doing over the course of like a long time. Where do you think you're at in that? Like, what are you trying to do?
It's funny that you say that because the quote that I'm always told is don't look at what you've done for a long time. Look at what you've done recently. Okay. And the reason I hate that second way that I said it is because you can announce your biggest announcement of your career on a Monday on Instagram. Social media moves so fast. Your feed moves so fast. Everything moves so fast. By Tuesday, A, it's forgotten, and B, people are like, what's next? There's no room to even breathe in your success anymore. Like, there's no room to do anything, no matter how high of a point you reach. Even if you have a video on a Monday that reaches 1 million views, people, where's the next video?
Yeah, true.
You post one, doesn't you fell off, bro. Like there's the pace social media goes in now is so fucking ridiculous. Like me, started in 2011.
Yeah.
But do you think like other creators like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, they don't need to move as fast because they don't even need to be on the platform. No more. They're celebrities. Yeah, they're a different tier. Yeah, like that's why I have so much respect for Jake, Logan, KSI, and all, and they're in a different tier. Like, leave them alone. Don't worry about them. They've made their money. And had I not lost all my money in 2018, I wouldn't even be sitting on this couch right now, to be honest. And that's no disrespect to you guys. No. But I would have been able to take myself to a place where I didn't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's all part of the game.
Yeah. So for me, I started in 2011. The Middle Eastern stuff, worldwide tours, won awards early, started reached 10 million subscribers, started a vlog channel, reached 5 million subscribers,
creator of the year,
won two of the biggest streamies back to back, right? A show of the year, then creator of the year. Like, that shit doesn't happen by accident. And people even have things with that. Oh, you cheated it. Because one time I was like, hey guys, if you want to join my giveaway, click the link in the description, vote for me, and you're entered.
All these weird things that people called you out for are coming back to me in so many
God nostalgia. Forbid I have people click a link to win a game system and having to vote for me for an award, and I beat some of the biggest creators on the platform. Like, S my D. Anyways, did that. 2 Tyler Perry movies, a Netflix movie, a YouTube Red movie, a YouTube Red show.
Collabs with Kevin Hart.
Worldwide tour with Roman Atwood. My book comes out this year. Documentaries on Amazon. Like, the list is ridiculous. But the reason I said the second one, people don't give a shit about that no more. True. They care about how your last video is doing and how your last Instagram thing is doing and just how their perception is of you. Are you, and what I finally learned, and one of my favorite quotes ever, and I'll explain this to the audience in a second. We should have a discussion about that one day, y'all. If you want to just, don't even bring me on as a guest, just like as a person here. We can have deep discussions. But what I wanted to say is, so now I didn't come back to my 10 million subscriber channel. And everyone's like, oh, because it was dead. No, bitch. Because if I had posted, anyway, long story. I started a brand new channel, FUSEY, from scratch this year. 0. Just to show myself, I can still do it again. And also to give the people who actually want a chance to keep up with me a chance to keep up with me. I didn't use any of my old channels. But people always bring up clout now, right? Like, clout, you're not clouted. You fell off. You're not relevant.
Clout chasing if you don't have it.
And what I finally fucking learned at 31, you don't need clout to make money. On social media, you don't need clout to make money. True. So if I don't have clout, the fuck if I care. Okay, the fuck if I care. Because here's the thing with clout, right? Yeah. If you're talking about clout in 2016, 17, clout wasn't a thing yet. The clout house hadn't even. I don't think it was. I might be wrong. It might be on that same trajectory. But I was the most clouted person out there, right? But what I tell everybody now, there's somebody who can pop off on February of 2021 this year. And right now their numbers are killing it. And people are like, that person's clouded. That person's the god. Yeah. Yo, they've been on the scene for 6 months. Talk to me if they're here 11 years from now. True. Then talk to me. There's internet clout, then there's real life clout.
Yeah, just keep that relevancy.
Yeah, I've always felt that J. Cole lyric. It's like, fuck your Twitter, bitches follow me in real life. It's like, people know me in the real life. People know me in the real world. It's like, I don't go anywhere where people are like, oh, that's Fousey. Like, they know. So it's like, I don't need the hundreds of, the thousands of little kids following me to make me feel clouded to feel fulfilled to make money. Now, fuck the clout, fuck the views, fuck the likes, fuck all that stuff. Let me now just, how am I gonna make money? How am I gonna feed my family? I just want to feed a family. I want to get married. I want to have a family. I want to have a sustainable income. I want passive income. I'm not doing this for the fame no more.
Yeah.
It's like people always think like, oh, this clout chaser doing stuff with Taylor, Bryce, da-da-da. No, bitch, I just know that it's what works and what I need to do right now to get myself from where I'm at to where I need to go. Instead of, what's funny is when I was down and out and broke and bankrupt and almost had to sell every single thing that I ever fucking owned, and I was crying every day and I was suicidal, ain't nobody gave a shit, ain't nobody come to check on me, ain't nobody do anything. But now that I'm trying to do better and I'm doing all these things, you know, collabing with Bryce, Taylor, whoever it is, doing these events and everything, right. Instead of saying, and there are people who do this and which I respect, holy shit, man, this dude doesn't quit. This dude should have been done years ago, but he's still here. We're still watching him. We're still talking about him. I should do that for my own life. Instead of that, their mindset, because we're growing in a society of haters, like people who are miserable with themselves online. You're clout chasing. You're irrelevant. You shouldn't be here. Would you rather I not do what I'm doing on YouTube, struggle living with my parents, cry to myself every day, go work at Best Buy and give up on life? Or do you want me to continue chasing my dreams and not give up? If you wanted the Best Buy option, fuck you, because I do not give up. I do not give up on myself. I will try 1,000 times over, because this is my life, my story, and the only person who it matters to at the end of the day is me.
Yeah. That's where you started. You started with Best Buy, left that shit, grinded, and you reached this point now where, I don't know, we were talking about this before the podcast, like Colin and I. It's like, is there a retirement for a YouTuber? Like, what calls end of a YouTube career? And you might have had a couple times where you stopped and people might have questioned, is this the end? And you've talked about like doing drop shipping and you thought you were going to do something else. What's the answer to that? Is it like, I'm just going to keep going? There is no retirement for YouTube. It's when I choose to quit.
And to also kind of piggyback on what Kyle was saying is it's also, it seems somewhat addicting too. Like having because YouTube, social media, you know, it's a 1% industry, right? And it's so cool to be in it and to be doing it because it's really fun, right? But it also becomes addicting. And then it like, you get to a point, some creators get to a point to where like, oh, maybe something's not doing as well, and you have to innovate and do this stuff. And it's hard to go back to what like real life would be, if that makes sense.
So there's different types of people. There's people like Keemstar who says he's going to be 80 years old and still doing YouTube. And I believe that because he has the money now to quit. He has the money now to retire. He has enough, like, I'm not talking about another man's bank account, but he can. Yeah. He has the right investments. He could do that. But he just loves the shit. Good or bad, he loves the shit. Now, there are other people who are in the same boat. They have enough money. They have everything. But it's going good for them, so they're not quitting. But the adverse effect to that is you can be on your grizzy, on your grind, happy. I'm going to do this when you're getting 1 million views per day. Cool. I want to see how those same people react when their numbers ain't the same. That's when it starts fucking with your mental. That's when you really see, like, do I really have this shit? And it's funny because I was the first person back then to talk about depression and all this shit. And it was way too ahead of its time because people were like, what is depression? Like, fuck you. And nowadays you have, I remember I got really mad once, I'm not going to bring up a creator, but a creator tweeted and he was like, hey guys, I'm going to take a hiatus. And he posted a picture of a comment and somebody said, man, you gained weight. And that's what drove him over the edge. And I'm like, and people there was 1,000 replies. We love you. You're beautiful. You got this. And I'm like, bro, I used to post videos about wanting to kill myself because of the thoughts in my head. I got no type of sympathy. So it really comes down to when their backs are against the wall and their numbers aren't the same to see if it really is what they love. Now, for me, for example, I came back and I'm doing YouTube. Had I had the money that I had back then and had I made the right investments and everything, I probably would have already as like a main thing called it deuces. Okay. Just on the YouTube front. Yeah. I would have kept maybe even Instagram, just like, or I would have licensed it out, like hired a team, been like, hey, you're now running this channel. I'm done. Like I people don't get this. Like, and that's what's so funny when they call me a clout chaser. You can ask anybody on my team. I hate that I have to be in front of the camera. I do not want to be in front of the camera. My expertise everything that I've done from when I used to direct the fake pranks and direct my short films and act in my movies and everything was from the talents that I had of what I can do behind the camera and operate. Like I can take any creator and then like, you know, I've taught creators, some of the biggest YouTubers today, how to talk to a camera. Like there's certain things I'm good at. I don't want to be the face no more.
And you're shifting. You're doing what you're doing with Keem right now. You're working behind the scenes to make sure you're solid
now,
there.
Yeah, that's why now like I'm not on my stories every day telling you what I'm eating or what I bought or anything like that. I'm not on your Instagram feed every day. I'm like in the last 3 weeks, anytime I've posted a YouTube video or an Instagram thing or anything, there was a brand deal behind it.
Yeah.
So like I was incentivized to post. There was money behind it. I had a reason to. But I'm far gone past that thing of I have to, that addiction of I have to, like I have to. Hi guys. No, I don't like that no more. I would love to be retired right now. And that's what I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to right my wrongs, build businesses now that can get me to a position where 3 years from now, I don't have to sit here and post a YouTube video and worry about the title and thumbnail and the clickbait and the comments and all that shit. I don't want to be doing that no more. And that's why I'm making actions now and steps now and businesses now to get me to that point.
Yeah. I can see where that can sometimes be frustrating because you could have, like, now it's easier, right? Because you see examples of what people are doing, you know, like Josh Richards, they have their own VC, firm, you know, they have all these different ways to invest in other companies, right? But this is more like the new way of thinking. If that was the norm back when you were the king of the prank game, for example, and you shifted it towards something like, oh, I'm going to make these little toy company that makes all these like prank things, it would have been insane. But no one was doing that at that point, so you can't fault yourself for not thinking like that.
I grew up at a time on YouTube where if you did a brand deal, you're a fucking sellout.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, yep.
Like we're not watching you no more. You fucking sell out.
Right.
Not only that, if you showed your YouTube money, oh fuck you.
Yep.
Who you think you are?
Rice Gum did that.
Yeah.
People
It was
were pissed.
literally right after me, right after that moment when Logan and Jake stepped in. Like for me, for example, when I had the most money, instead of buying a house because it wasn't the thing to do, no YouTuber had bought a house yet. I paid $13,500 a month to live by myself and 1,600 Vine in their biggest penthouse next to Logan Paul and everything, like by myself for no reason because it wasn't looked upon to buy a house and say, look at me. But now it's, that's your house? Ah! Have you seen his house? Yeah. Now it's like you want to spend more money.
I feel like Rice
you
Gum
only gave that Starbucks employee $100? Yeah. Oh, you piece of shit. Mr. Beast fulfilled their 401k.
Like, he paid their entire 401k.
Yeah. It's different.
Yeah.
I feel like Rice Gum kind of created that like flexing a little bit though. Like he would always flex his like Gucci bags, his cars, like he would flex everything.
He showed the monetization
the
first. He showed the ad money, and it was that shift where now people are very open about like how much they're making. Bryce was open, like I'm not doing this unless I get paid $5 million. Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Yeah. Because now we live in a generation where I don't think anybody's famous anymore. I don't think the word famous is a thing anymore.
True.
Because there was a quote. I don't know if it's Andy Warhol. If I'm wrong, forget me. But there will come a time in life where everybody has 15 minutes of fame. And you might think, like,
that's
what does
Andy
that
Warhol.
mean? Think about it. You can literally, like, think about all the people who posted TikTok. Shit, because of the algorithm, 10 million views, they get their 15 minutes of fame that day. Like, everybody's famous nowadays. Everybody has an Instagram. Everybody's recreating content. It's like, it's very different. When I was coming up, you can count the number of creators that were there. Like, literally, you can say, this person. Now it's like everybody and their mothers is a somebody.
Yeah, exactly. That is really true. Because even with Vine, too. Because Vine was pretty short-lived. But the amount of people that came out of Vine is really crazy. And the amount of Viners that I can name off the top of my head that were, like, Viners that I would, like, watch and I thought were, like, really funny. Maybe 10, 15 total. And
that's even much.
Now there's so many TikTokers you don't know, but they have 20 mil.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense. You're like, what
I
the
go
fuck?
to these LA parties. I swear to God, I walk in. I don't know who the fuck anybody is.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody.
So
anybody.
I have an opportunity to ask you, what was it like back in the day with those creator parties? How different was it than what it is now? Because we've only been experiencing what's going on now.
Parties.
I didn't go to creator parties.
You never did?
I was isolated, depressed, and everything. If anything, I went to Warwick like once a month, a club.
Yeah.
And that's it. I never used to go to parties.
Okay.
I lived a very depressing, like my rise to fame those heydays, it was depressing. Like in my book, I call that penthouse an isolation cell because I was by myself all the time. Like I reveal the truth behind what it was to have that fame. Because that question that was always asked is, wait, you have a Ferrari, you got millions of dollars, but you're depressed? Fuck you, you're lying. People think money and accolades and materialistic items have a contingency over depression and mental health, but it doesn't work.
Sometimes it makes it worse.
100%.
And in most,
especially in social media, because you always gotta one up somebody. You always be like, oh, you have this
always
car,
got everyone looking at you.
Yeah,
you always got
exactly.
you're never just doing any. Like I do things for me and like my friends, and like this podcast and stuff. It's nothing to the point to where I have like millions and millions of eyes on me, judging my every move and
every move. It's different, man. We're living in a different time, and it's only gonna get worse.
Do you think it would have been like easier having somebody that was living with you? Was it being alone that made it so hard, especially when you're blowing up?
I definitely, and I had the opportunity to live with people, and I should have taken it, but I didn't take it back then. But that would have definitely helped. I've always
like if you
alone.
joined like a content house or something like that.
I should have created the content house.
Bro, yeah.
Like, I came up before Jake Paul and Team 10 and all that shit. So all those things, I just never did it. Like,
Okay. Would you say that you seem like this, from my impression, I could be, you seem like you're in a way better place now in what you've been doing recently. Obviously, maybe it helped writing out everything in the book. And then what you're doing now, shifting towards boxing. Would you say that you're in a better place now than you were, whether it was last year or a couple years before?
Bruh. I was 2018, 2019. I was in the house that I bought my parents in New Jersey in the basement. My dad came downstairs one day and I'm punching the ground and I'm screaming and I'm crying. And my dad, who's very traditional, looks at me and he's like scared. And he's like, Yusuf, what's wrong? And I'm like, my life is over, Baba. I had no source of income. I had no career because I had given away my YouTube channels and deleted my Twitter and my Instagram and everything. My life was over, like literally over. And what I had learned is it was only over because I told myself it was over in my head. Your story is never done. Your life's never done or anything until you tell yourself it is. But the trajectory I was going on, so whenever I call my mom, like I called my mom the other day, Mom, I just got this brand deal for X amount of money. She always reminds me of that moment. Do you remember when you told me you'll never make a single dollar again? And I'm like, yeah, I remember. So now each dollar like means something else to me. But I understand the power of money now because back then I would get a check for $120,000 from a shitty brand deal. And I remember on my kitchen table, there was, I shit you not, 12 checks one time, uncashed. Not because I was, hey, look at my checks. It didn't matter to me. $120,000 check, $60,000 check, $40,000 check, just cash. I didn't have appreciation for money or an understanding of money. Now I do. Now I'm older and I do. So money has a new I think for me. Everything has a new understanding for me because I look at life differently now. I look at everything differently.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm not living a perfect life by any means. Like I still, when I go to these events and I go through such high highs because they're electrifying. When I come home from an event, I'll be depressed for the next 3 days, sometimes even more. The other day I had a bender. The next day I woke up at 6 p.m. Some days I just don't want to see anybody, don't want to talk to anybody. Some days I don't want to leave bed. Like life's not perfect, but I've gotten better at managing my life.
Yeah,
what it is.
And that appreciation for money, the things that come, and understand like what real like value is I'm sure was a huge part of it. But like, what do you think is the biggest advice to give people who are going through mental health issues? Like, is it reaching out to a counselor, a therapist, someone you can talk to, or is it like finding out what's the root cause of what's causing it? I don't even know what that is, right?
It's a loaded question. It's way too big because it's like you're asking like what's step one to having a mental health thing.
Right.
The number one thing is if you're aware of it, you're already one step ahead. Because a lot of the times when I've been in a therapist office or a psychologist office or even talking to a friend, I'll say my faults because I'm really self-aware and they'll be like, good, you already know what it is. Now what are we going to do to change that? So one, recognize what you are going through and understand what you are going through. Two, don't be scared to reach out and ask for help. And I know sometimes you can't because you can't with your friends, you can't with your family, but there are services online and different places you can call and things that you can do in private. And three, I know this sounds so fucking cheesy, but I wish I could literally spend my life just going around telling, well, like, no matter what problem you're going through, like, tell me your whole problem and then me tell you, in a couple of months from now, I guarantee you don't remember this problem.
Yeah.
Because when I think back to things that even this year that I like stressed about, cried about, was mad about, angered about, frustrated about, life was over, I sit here now and I'm like, I don't even remember what I was stressing about.
Right.
It all passes. It all passes. No matter what it is you're going through, it's going to pass. This too shall pass. You just got to be patient enough to get there and understand it all starts with the power of your mind and your thoughts, and you have the capacity to change any and everything based on what you tell yourself on a daily basis.
Yeah.
That's another conversation.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
I don't tweet anymore either. My
Twitter is toxic.
Yeah, Twitter's so toxic.
Twitter's so
like
fucked
I want
up.
to
so fucked, bro.
Same with TikTok comments.
TikTok comments
and
yeah,
Twitter.
you know loud comments, right?
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you to leave a comment on my shit telling me this shit?
Yeah.
Where's Drake, bro? Suck my dick. That's where it is.
Wait, you actually met Drake though, like that? Like you had like a encounter. You like saw him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we could say that. Yeah, I had an encounter.
Was he aware? Does he know about the entire situation on the internet with you?
Yeah.
I'll even stare at the camera and say this.
Yeah.
Does Drake know who I am? Yes, 100%. Does he like me? Probably not. Swear to God, probably not. Especially with the recent impersonation videos that I did on him.
Right.
He really doesn't like that stuff.
Yeah.
He really doesn't like that stuff.
Yeah, I get that.
How did you like certified lover boy?
Okay, see, I said Drake doesn't like me. So I'm not going to give my opinion and get him to not like me more. My lover boy? Oh, that shit was 10 out of 10. Play that shit right now. Let's slap that shit. Oh, Drake, man, you have a classic on your hands, bro. That's a masterpiece. No, but there was actually a huge revelation with the whole Drake thing that happened recently this year in my life that really finally put a stamp on the whole story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't say it, but it was like it was closure.
Oh, yeah, it was closure. I was talking to this guy of mine who's really connected in the industry. He's like
the Zach Bia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Zach Bia, but yeah.
So similar.
And I tell him the story when we first met because he's friends with Drake. And I was like, bro, I have to tell you this story. And I tell him the story exactly like I've told it 1,000 times over, exactly how I wrote it in my book. Didn't change a word. And he asked me the first thing anybody's ever asked me. Because anytime I tell the story, I say, when I left the club that night, the guy who gave me his number that said, we'll be there tomorrow, I saved his number under God's plan, right? And he finally, the first person ever, looks at me in the eyes and goes, do you still have that number? My heart dropped. I'm like, how the fuck did I never think of this?
Yeah.
I race home, sign into my old iCloud, type GODS, enter. God's plan comes up with the number. Send it to him. It's still blue. He goes, give me a day. He looks into it. I know the exact guy.
Right.
We go onto his Instagram. This random numbers have God's plan. We go on his Instagram, go to his first picture ever uploaded. Guess who he has his arm around in the picture? Drake.
Yeah.
Next picture, Drake and his dad. Next picture, him in the weekend. We learned everything about the guy. I know the thing, but I also learned that the guy isn't the most trustworthy in the industry and doesn't have the best rep in the industry. But I finally got closure to understand my story. So
yeah,
it just makes sense to me now.
There's a lot of people that say, I'll make sure that happens, but they don't actually have the ability. But, and that's kind of, I guess, what happened there. Wow. Yeah. Dude. User, thanks for coming on the podcast, bro. This has been incredible.
Bro, see, here's the thing when we coming on podcasts. Like, I don't know how that was probably your longest podcast ever.
How long has it been?
That was
hour 10. That's definitely on the long side, but yeah.
Yeah, but
it was. I thought I was very interested. Like the entire.
We didn't even get into 1% of what we could have began talking about.
True.
That's why I think what I need to do is just start a podcast, call it like the Bullshit Podcast, and literally sit down and just talk for hours. But I need a group of people to talk about, not even as guests. Like, yo, you want
come on whenever?
Yeah, there's too much
Come on
stuff.
whenever.
Like, I've been on so many podcasts, and once I get done telling the Drake story, and once I get done talking about this and that, and it's over, I'm like, well, fuck. We didn't really get to the root of anything.
Yeah.
But to anybody that listened.
Wait, real quick. What is something that you wish people brought up on podcasts that is deeper than the stuff that everyone knows about, like the Drake story?
There's so much stuff. Like let's really talk about
Vitaly,
mental health, and let's talk about like what I wanted to say earlier. There isn't
Yes, Fousey.
there isn't a single reality in life. Like people always be like, okay, that's what you think, but think realistic. There's not, because we all have our own realities in our mind. So there is no actual reality of life, because everybody has their own interpretation in their own minds as to what life is, whatever. I mean, whatever, like philosophical stuff. Like we could have lit up, I could have hit my PMP, we could have got high, we could have started talking, we could have. I just needed to do that.
Yeah.
Like y'all, if y'all were undressing me right now, if we wanted to date, you didn't even take off my shirt. I didn't even take off my socks. I took off my shoes.
Yeah.
I took off my shoes.
What if you don't need to get undressed?
We didn't even talk about girls.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Y'all failed, bro.
Fuck, dude. We have to do another episode.
How's Summer Rae in person?
Huh?
How's Summer Rae in person?
In what regards?
Just like from Instagram to like real life.
Looks?
Yeah.
She's beautiful.
Okay. Good.
Have you seen you can't lie on thousands of Instagram posts.
Actually, I've never seen her, and I want to see her.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you have thousands of Instagram posts of having a fat, juicy ass, like, it's not like just like you're gonna slip up on one of them if it's not real.
True.
Why do you want to see her?
I've had the fattest crush on her for a while.
She was like our first Instagram model.
She was like our first Instagram model. I followed her since I was like 12. It's fucked.
But do you want to try with her?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
There would be no way.
He doesn't own Lyrical Lemonade and
Yeah. Don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
No, but to what you said, bruh, I will never, ever fall in love with a girl off of Instagram ever again.
What went wrong the first time?
Huh?
What went wrong the first time to kind of make you think?
First time, holy shit.
Or the 100th time?
are you saying you've never met her in person? You only see her Instagram and then you fall in love with her and then meet her?
And then meet her, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Never.
I think that's a pretty accurate.
Don't ever do that.
Yeah, I mean, I would
Girls, males too. Fuck males, but same thing. Like fuck no.
think. Yeah, it'd be fall in love after you meet them in person.
Yeah, like
that
especially
makes
so.
sense.
I'm big on Hinge. I love
yeah.
the dating site Hinge. This is not a promo. Sorry guys, if you guys don't allow.
Use code TheSync on Hinge.
Well, you have a code.
No. Imagine.
We'll hit him up.
But I've been on girls' pages, bruh. I would be like, holy shit! Like this girl's out of my fucking league. How am I pulling this? Like she's coming over for dinner, and she pulls up for dinner, and I'm like, oh. I get it. Yeah. Bad. But yeah, so
You create your own story about what they're like from the Instagram post.
No.
And
I'm
then
just saying the pictures aren't real, bro.
Oh, okay.
Nobody's pictures are
That's
real.
what I was asking about Summer. I was wondering if it's
No, some are bad. She's valid. She's beautiful.
yeah.
Like I'll use the word beautiful. She's beautiful. Seen her in the club the other day.
Dude, we
I got a lot of online crushes.
Yeah.
Notice how you guys tried to end it, and I'm still sitting here talking.
No, it wasn't even that.
We came back.
It's fun.
But I got now you got me talking.
Oh
about
no,
my
I want to do. Actually, I want to do one.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Top boxer, YouTube
what?
boxer tier list.
We should do models and stuff.
Or we can do
We
models.
started talking about girls, and now you
Yeah.
want to talk about top
Yeah.
boxing tier list?
Okay, fine.
That's
Fine.
what
We'll
I'm
do it. Fine. We'll do
Fuck
it.
all of them.
What's your top 5 most beautiful women in the world?
Okay.
World? You going too
Like, so
far?
celebrities,
I'm going
influencers.
people you've seen with your own eyes
Oh, okay.
that people would know.
That's
Yeah, we'll go
world is
celebs.
too much.
We'll go celebs.
No, we're not even gonna go celebs. Cause I really don't know. I'd have to be on Instagram. But I'm just gonna talk about Instagram girls right now. I love Jasmine Ray.
Okay.
I'm in love with Jasmine Ray. Shot my shot thousands of times on the gram.
Okay, I'm following every single person.
Single one. Jasmine Ray.
Okay.
Father Kells. Sure, you guys know
Yep.
Father Kells. You guys
Dub.
probably know her on a personal level.
Dub.
Uh-huh.
What do you mean, Dub?
Oh, she's really
dubbed up.
attractive.
Oh, yeah. Oh
Dub.
my god.
Big time dub.
She's beautiful.
Yeah,
Father Kells.
great spectacle.
Who else? Who else have I liked recently? Well, she's a friend of mine, so I can't say her name. But do you guys have those girlfriends that you follow and like you watch your stories, but like you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's like the girl you're friends with. And you're like, yeah, I would if she like texting
smash,
you, she's like, hey, come over.
I'm like, yep.
Yup.
Yeah.
Heartbeat.
'Cause I
She's
don't-
like your actual friend, but then you're like, eh.
That's actually been happening a lot here at this house.
Very true.
We have friends that come over, and then eventually one of these guys just starts DMing them, and it gets way too close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have a problem with having girlfriends. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But there's a girl. Oh my gosh, she's so bad. Who pulls the most out of you three?
Out of us three, it's weird.
I think Kyle, honestly.
I like talk. I would say I talk to the most girls.
That was my
I would say
vote.
he talks to the most girls.
You were my vote.
Yeah.
I'd say I talk to the most girls.
I don't talk to that many girls.
But no,
you could guess.
no,
I didn't guess that.
but you're really good at closing though.
Yeah,
You're-
but I don't
you're-
talk to that many.
Yeah, but
How
you're
do
like
you
a much
close?
We've had
better.
the most 3-ways in the group.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead ass?
Yeah.
I've never had a threesome in my life.
Do you want to join one?
And I haven't. Bitch! I will never do a threesome with another guy and a girl.
No way.
I thought we've gotten to know each
You've never
other.
done it with-
No.
you've never done it with this man.
Oh, that is gonna be the best
I'm
fucking
generous.
clip of all time.
Y'all had a threesome?
Yes.
What do you mean they're co-hosts? They have to get to know each other.
No.
Not.
Not.
Nah,
Nuts.
I'm not. I know a lot of guy friends who like they do stuff with girls. Like, fuck no. You know what's so funny?
What?
Like right now, if I were to say something sus,
Whoa, bro, pause.
No, not here.
but no, I say that to say to every man in the world, bitch, you watch porn. You watch another man's dick on a daily basis. So how like you get it?
Yeah.
Like,
I know exactly what you mean.
How do we as males not realize that when we're watching porn, we're staring at
Because
other
men are
males' dicks?
men are not very smart.
Yeah.
Like they like guys are kind of dumb.
Yeah, and you're in the mindset of, oh, maybe I'm hooking up with the chick in the video,
I'm a
so
big-
you put
I'm a
yourself
big
in that
advocate
mental
for
frame.
You're
watching
still
girls-
staring at another dick.
Yeah, and sometimes asshole too. So you know what you're gonna do. Kind of
Oh,
put a
that
pickle there.
But so for like the 3-way question though, I would have a 3-way
Oh, it's
with another guy involved. It depends on how hot the girl is. Like it depends on how unobtainable the girl
Like
seems.
Kylie Jenner. Like you have the opportunity to have a 3-way with Kylie Jenner, but it has to be with another dude. Are
I
you
would have,
taking that? Are you taking that?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, because here's okay.
And
for
you're gonna-
example,
Think about it.
let's say it's you.
Yeah.
Let's say Kylie came and she said it's either both of you. If she said if it's either both of you or none of you, I'd say none of me is fine. But if she said it's either both of you or if you don't do it, it's only him. I'm gonna have to sit with myself for a couple of minutes and think about this.
So you're not okay if another guy gets
But it's
solo,
like,
but
like
you
your
need
homie. It's like
yeah.
you and your homies. Say it's like me and one of the homies, and it's like you and Keem going running.
Yeah, Kylie comes up to you and Keem and goes,
Yeah.
"Okay, it's
Yo.
either
What's
both of
going
you
on, guys?
or just Keem,
Killer Keemstar.
and I'm coming."
Give me a number 10 million to 100 million.
Okay.
Give me a number.
30 million.
You give me $30 million to have a threesome with Keemstar? Fuck no.
No.
No. Hell no.
You don't want to feel his beard?
Oh my God. Like, even just like imagining the act and then I look up and I'm staring at that beard.
What if you guys are?
Bruh.
What if you guys are holding each other's hands?
Exactly.
Above her.
See?
Eiffel Tower, this shit.
Hell no.
Oh my God.
So me and you have different perspectives then, because if I get a text from Kylie Jenner saying, "Hey, I'm coming over. We're having a threesome, but Keemstar's coming," I'm like, "Oh, yep."
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of down.
Because I just don't even, I there's no sexual thing. If the dude gets sexual with me, then I'm like, all right, I'm out. I'm done. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
We're out. We're gone. We're running
He's
home.
got 3 chances.
If you make eye contact, I'm walking out that fucking door.
Nah, and I ain't even like I have a really big couch. It's a cloud couch. It's a 3x3.
Okay.
And one time my friend was sleeping on it, and then there was 2 girls. I did stuff on the side while he was asleep.
Oh, that's fair.
And there was a time he came around the corner and then peeked out, and there was stuff happening. But like that's the furthest I've gone. But when it comes to intimacy, and I'm way too protective.
Yeah.
Can't
I
do
see
But you
that.
said something interesting. You said if Kylie Jenner said it's either both of you or me and him, you would have to think for a second. What's the thing that's making you think like, oh, he's getting it solo? I might need to be involved in that.
It's just the male ego.
Yeah.
Me being like, fuck, he's going to tell me a story of what happened with Kylie after, but then is the juice worth the squeeze? Do I want to have to be with Kylie as I stare into your eyes? Like, no, I don't want that. Like, I'm
that's
probably
valid.
still saying no.
That's valid.
Yeah.
I also saw this thing the other day that sometimes more attractive people are not as enjoyable to be having sex with because
that's been going around.
because you get held to you hold yourself to a standard.
Well, because every girl's watched 50 Shades of Grey, and they're like, oh my fuck, treat me like that. But
Nah, I don't think that's how the majority of girls want.
that's what
You
they
seen
think.
50 Shades of Grey?
It gets pretty raunchy.
Pretty violent, man.
Yep.
I think people just put too much standard on the better looking person. Like, oh, their sex is probably bomb. At the end of the day, it's the same shit.
Yeah.
Depending on.
But there's some shit that you walk away from and you're like, yeah, that was sick. And then there's other stuff where it's like, yeah, it was fun, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was like going to like a county fair or Disneyland.
See, this is funny because I'm talking to a bunch of 20-year-olds. I gotta realize, and when people read about my addiction, they'll be like, "Oh, he knows it." I got 11 years experience in this shit, so my spectrum is.
Yeah, you have a lot more experience than we do.
Unless I don't know, you seem like type. You've been having sex since you were what, 13?
No.
Yeah.
Freshman in high school. 8th
Yes.
grade. Freshman high school.
Freshman high school.
He had a girlfriend for most of high school that we were really close with.
That sucks.
Yeah, we got really close.
It was like fun. That's like a goddamn lie. It's a really big goddamn lie.
You know who you remind me of? Jimmy Tatro.
Ooh.
Oh,
Wow,
that's
that's
a-
new.
Wow,
That-
the first time someone's not said Cody Co.
That's a huge compliment though,
Nah, Jimmy Tatro.
because I really
yeah.
like Jimmy Tatro.
Yeah, he's a legend. Like when I grew up, he was the legend.
All his
Jimmy
all
Tatro's
his skits.
a legend.
He's like producing now, like
Oh, yeah.
huge shows. He's
Yeah.
fucking done it.
That's a huge compliment though. Thank you. I watch a lot.
Who
of
does
his
he
stuff.
remind you of?
Not a soul.
No.
Let's go. That's
What
good.
do I,
I like
do I
that.
remind you of anyone?
If you want me to be racist, I'll do something to be fun. But no, I'm not racist, so no, nobody.
Oh, were you gonna say Russell from Up?
I was not. Gonna say Russell from Up. Would that even be racist? Is he? What is Russell from Up?
I
He's
remember.
definitely some.
He's definitely like half.
He's half something.
Half Asian, I think.
Do I remind you of anybody?
No.
It's just because we grew up seeing you, so it's kind of like.
You remind me of the.
You remind me of this
Fousey
dude
too.
that used to do pranks on.
Yeah.
Fake-
No,
fake
you,
prank-
you,
fake
you,
pranks on
you don't know how many people come up to me and they're like,
Bro, you look exactly like Fousey. Too.
no. They go, "You're from Jersey Shore."
Oh,
Yeah.
Pauly D.
Huh?
Pauly D.
I get. Well, he has.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get it a lot. Like there was
Yeah.
recently a dude in a West Virginia bar. He came up to me. He said, "Yo, are you Vinny?" And he showed me a picture. I said, "Yeah." He gave me a massive hug. Anyways, y'all gotta invite me back.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if they say never have him back, because I gotta
No,
go
they
catch a
won't.
dinner right now.
Yeah, let's
Sounds
do
good.
it.
That was really fun.
We
Guys.
gotta talk about real shit. We
Thank
gotta
you so
do
much.
our
Let's do
cheer list
Wait,
of girls.
real quick, shout out where you want people to like follow you, check anything out. Where can they buy the book? I don't know if you want to say where you can buy the book, but. All right, we'll see you guys
Just
next
down
time.
below.
Peace out, guys.
If it's
Peace.
worth it, find it.
Yeah.